Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. In this lesson, I want to go into the New World Order and pretty much go into how the New World Order is about surveillance and control. And certain YouTube videos I'm going to pull up here, you literally hear it, as the saying goes, from the horse's mouth. Let's just say these people who are under the elites, right, the lesser luminaries, if you will, who work for the elites, are letting you know the plans of the elites by the things that they say. And anybody could have access to these things to see and hear because it's on YouTube. And they're literally telling you what they're planning to do. And if your spiritual ears are open, right, and you hear what they're saying, you would know that these things that they are saying, who these people you could say are like the mouthpiece for the elites, the top banking families, you can see that the things that they are saying does not sound like anything good. And want to get into, which I'll start off with this precept here in Revelation 13 and 16, that with the New World Order, what comes also with the New World Order, this is like a catalyst, if you will, for the New World Order, which is what John the Revelator got a vision about on the island of Patmos. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And us who have the understanding can clearly see that this is a small device, the size of a grain of rice, right, that they want to put whether in your right hand or on your forehead. But pursuing to Revelation 14, it doesn't matter. So long as you receive it, you have received the MOTB, right? So the New World Order and the MOTB, the vision that John got about this small device, this implantable device, if you will, tied together. And with this device, they will be able to survey you and control you through this device, right? Which I'll get the word for mark, right? Because usually when we go into the word mark, where is it? One of the definitions, because as we listen to Yuval Noah Harari, you're going to hear him say something, a couple of words, data. So when you go into the word mark, it's the first Greek word there is charagma, which is basically an etching or cutting into the flesh. When you go into the root word of charagma, the next Greek word there is charax, which is a pale stake palisade, which is just essentially a sharp instrument used to do the cutting, right? If you're going to cut into a tree, you're going to use a knife to cut into a tree. Right, what would be the modern day charax if you're going to put something inside of somebody's body? A syringe, a needle. And then the last Greek word there would be grapho. And we always go into this to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. So stored on that small device is going to be your record, your information, things about you, things not to be forgotten, things that would help you be able to function in society. Because as it's written in the 17th verse, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So unless you have this device, you won't be able to partake in society. You won't be able to buy anything. You won't be able to have a business. You won't be able to do anything without this small device. The same way, imagine like you have your credit card or money today. If you don't have money or if you don't have a credit card on you, you can't purchase anything. You pretty much feel like, damn, like I can't do shit without my credit card, man. I left my credit card at home. I can't even do nothing, right? You feel left out. You feel separated. So that's what it's going to be like when the MOTB comes out. You're going to feel separated from society because why? You can't partake in society. And one of the ways of partaking in society, right, is being able to buy food, right? Because the old means of buying things will be obsolete as far as using a credit card or using cash. We are going into a digital system, and they're telling you that by the things that they say. They're literally telling you that we're going into a digital system. The video that I'm going to pull up, Klaus Schwab talks about what? The fourth industrial revolution. But the fourth industrial revolution doesn't change. The people change. How? By putting something inside of your body. They talk about biometrics, right? If you will, cybernetics, things like that. Things that, yeah, you may think of that as, what you call it. These are things from a movie. But these are actually things that they actually want to do. They actually want to merge technology and man together. And they want to put a small device within you. That way they will be able to listen, right? To be able to survey and control everything, all aspects of your life. With that small device, they will be able to control you, watch you, hear you, see you, tell you what you can and cannot do. And if you buck up against that, they will be able to shut down your device, right? The small device that will be in your body. And if you don't have access to do things with that, well, then you can't partake in society. And then what? You will yield to whatever they want. So let's get into the first video and listen very closely, which I might pause it quickly here and there, but listen very closely to what this man says, right? Have your ears wide open when listening to this man.
Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions.
Now, first thing he said is mention biology. You see, when you listen to them, you keep hearing about them wanting to get inside of the body, right? Now, this is a question for IUIC, right? They say that, if I'm not mistaken, that the mark is all things political and religious, something like that, right? They don't believe that it's a small device. But yet, why is it when we listen to pretty much these guys who you can liken as the mouthpiece of the elites, why is it they're always talking about getting inside of the human body? Again, these are the top two guys, Yuval Noah Harari and Klaus Schwab. Talks about biometrics, biology, getting into your body. Klaus Schwab talks about what? The fourth industrial revolution is not where things change, but what? You change. How do you change? By getting inside your body, putting a device inside of you. And therefore, once that device is inside you, like he's going to get into, Yuval Noah Harari is going to say, what? The elites will be able to re-engineer people. Listen for yourselves.
Millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people.
He said, soon corporations, governments will be able to systematically hack people. Now, I've said this in past videos. You have to think about this. Hacking, as far as I'm concerned, just using basic understanding of hacking does two things. You're either putting something in or taking something out. So you have to ask yourself, if they want to hack human beings with a small device, what are they going to put in you? Not just talking about these MOTB, but what are they going to put inside of you via that chip? I said it, but oh well, right? Or what are they going to take out via that same device? This is something that you have to ask yourself. This is something that you have to think about. Again, if you're trying to hack into people, you're doing it against their will, because essentially that's what hacking is. You're doing something against, like something that you're not supposed to do. You're trying to break into something, right? You don't have access to something, so you're trying to break into it. And essentially that is what they're trying to do with that small device. They want to hack the creation of the Lord. They want to get inside and understand how the creation, which is, people, human beings, work. So that way they can be able to what? Turn it and change it for themselves. Re-engineer it, like he's going to say. So that way they can have control over the Lord's creation. They can be lords over the Lord's creation. As we always say, that these people have a God complex.
We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. Data might enable human elites to do something even more radical.
He said human elites. He never said anything about the common people. So for you common people out there, this does not benefit you. You're going to hear him say, I believe, either one more time or two more times to mention the elites. Nowhere in this whole thing, as he's talking to this crowd, does he mention anything about this benefiting the common people. He always talks about the elites pretty much having power and being able to have power over essentially you common people, because us with understanding know that the way that they're going to have power over the common people is via that MOTB, that small device. He keeps mentioning elites, elites, elites. Why is he not just saying people in general? Because the elites, right, which is the top bank families, want to have power over people.
Then just build digital dictatorship.
So I'm going to run that back.
Might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may...
By hacking organisms, which you people are the organisms, and then he said what? Elites.
gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself.
See, re-engineer the future of life itself. So hacking organisms, which are you people, elites will be able to re-engineer the future. How is that? Revelation 13 and 16. You see, this is about surveillance and control. Through this device, they will be able to survey you, watch you. It's the same thing. It's no different. Think about like the devices that you have in your home. Again, this may sound crazy. This may sound like science fiction, but this is a reality that we're dealing with here. The same way that you may have an Alexa or a Siri in your house or whatever it may be, these Amazon products, they can, even your phone, everything, as I'm using this phone right now to do this lesson, your PlayStation, your TV, they can record, they can hear everything that you're saying. So how much more this small device that people are going to get inside of your body, they will be able to hear, see, and know everything that you're doing. And they will be able to what? Control what you do, control what you say. And if you get out of line, they will shut off that device or pretty much don't give you access to certain things, and therefore controlling you. And then what? You'll get in line. Because now what? You got to eat, you got to feed your family, right? You need access to certain things in society. But if let's say you want to do a march, say, hey man, ever since I got this thing in my hand, I can't do this, I can't do that. I don't feel any freedom. Man, this feels like like tyranny, man. Like this feels very oppressive. You try to do a march and speak out. They ain't got to kill you. Now, maybe you never know. They may kill a couple people that speak out. But sometimes there's other ways to make examples. So instead of making an example this way, you speak out against them. Okay, well, we're not going to, kill you. No, we're going to make an example out of you. And the way that we're going to make an example out of you is by, okay, we'll shut off your device. You won't have access to this. You won't have access to this. You won't be able to do this. You won't be able to go here or anything like that. And now people hear and see about your suffering and things like that. And now that puts fear in other people. And now people are going to shut up. People are not going to go against them. People are going to do what they want the elites to do. Because they see that you're suffering because you want to open your big mouth and speak against them because you feel oppressed. So now they shut off your device and make an example of you. And then maybe if they so choose, they turn it back on. And maybe not. And let you starve out. This is how they'll be able to have control over you. Because once you have that inside of you, there's no taking it out. And again, surveillance. You'll hear him talk about data, right? That people are no longer, mysterious. Because essentially they're likening pretty much what makes you, your thoughts, your emotions to data. And with that, having that, he's likening, excuse me, I want to sneeze, but I'm not sneezing. Essentially, with that, knowing about your thoughts, your emotions, right? The things that go on in your mind, your private thoughts, they're likening that unto data that they can store and save up and know things. To know what, if you're going to do this, what you may think about, and hey, it may lead to this. So again, that leads into the surveillance.
Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. And
See, once you hack something, which they want to hack organisms, which is you, right? So they're literally telling you right now in front of this whole crowd what they want to do. They want to hack human beings. They want to get inside of people. How are they going to do that? Again, like Klaus Schwab is going to say in this video, the fourth industrial revolution is not where everything else changes. No, it's where you change. And how do you change? By giving us access into your body via a small device. And with that, we will be able to re-engineer you, change you to our liking. You will no longer be the Lord's creation. You will be made in our image and how we want you to be. See? And who knows what they'll be able to do with this device. That's why the Lord has to come quick. That's why, like it says, there shall no flesh be saved if the Lord doesn't come back quick, roughly paraphrasing. Right? And even when you go into, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Revelation 16, talks about those who receive the MOTB will receive a noisome and grievous sore. Right? So it's going to lead to getting you sick. It's not good for to be inside of your body. But you think they care about that? No, they just want to be able to solidify their control upon the earth.
If indeed we succeed.
So I'm going to run that back about maybe 10, 15 seconds. Hold on, let me take this off so it's not.
Engineer the future of life itself. Digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. And if indeed we succeed in hacking and engineering life, this will be not just the greatest revolution in the history of humanity. This will be the greatest revolution in biology since the very beginning of life 4 billion years ago. For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed in the basic rules of the game of life. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing.
Which science means knowledge. So pretty much their knowledge is going to replace the ways of the Heavenly Father via that small device. And when they talk about the lows, they're pretty much insulting the Heavenly Father by saying that his design is low. And he's about to sit there and say that not the intelligent design by a God in the sky, but by man's intelligent design. So they look at the way the Heavenly Father has designed things as low and saying that they can do better. But essentially, and I believe I said this in a previous lesson, that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. When you're trying to mimic somebody, that really shows that you're impressed by what they're capable of doing, right? If you're, if you have if you're into sports and things like that, what do young players usually try to do? They usually try to mimic the players that they watch on TV, like a Steph Curry, a LeBron James, Michael Jordan, things like that, right? Because they want to emulate what they do, because what they see, what he's doing is like, oh my God, that's so amazing. So really, the Edomites are really saying and really impressed by the creation of the Heavenly Father. But because they hate the Heavenly Father, they won't admit that or anything like that. So they want to make their inorganic, right, pretty much beings, robots and things like that. Right? They're saying that, oh, this low being, this organic being by the intelligent design of a God in the sky, it's low. But it's not. I believe in the past, I believe it was this week or maybe the week prior, I'm not entirely, I can't remember, but brothers went into the biology of how the body works and things like that, and how pretty much your body pretty much heals itself. Like if you were to fast and move out of the way and don't do anything, your body will naturally heal itself over time. But do you think that these inorganic beings, these robots, can repair themselves over time? No, they get busted up or something like that. They got to go to a repair shop or something like that. You ain't got to go to no repair, nothing. You just leave your body alone. You just do a fast, pray and fast, and your body will heal itself over time, just like that. If you want to take any herbs to boost up that, help the body out, you can do those things. The body is a very complex thing, and yeah, we have certain understandings of the body now, but, Lord's willing, we are those men, will get a greater understanding of how the body truly works and how how it all fuses together with the soul and the spirit and things like that, because that's another aspect that we don't understand. We just know here and there about the human body, but then we got to add into the spirit and the soul and things like that, right? How the mind really works, how thoughts, come up in your head, and how you're able to hear your own thoughts in your mind, things like that. Really shows you the amazing design of the Heavenly Father, right? So really, their creation is very low, and shows you that by them trying to copy and mimic the Heavenly Father. But again, they're insulting the Heavenly Father by saying his organic beings, what he's created, human beings, is low, as he's going to say.
Evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud.
Right, so he's saying our intelligent design. And remember, these people are the mouthpiece of the elites. So they're speaking for the elites. Even though he's speaking in front of a crowd, he may seem like he's speaking for man, for humanity, and all that. No, he's not speaking for you people. He's not speaking to y'all. No, he's speaking for the elites. And he's talking about their intelligent design, what they come up with. Not humanity's intelligence design, the elites, right?
Cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life, after being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds, science may enable life to break out into the inorganic realm. So after 4 billion years of organic life shaped by natural selection, we are entering the era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design.
See, there again, their intelligent design. Remember, again, they are the mouthpiece for the elites, right? So they're boasting right there. They're saying that pretty much their intelligent design will be greater than the Heavenly Father's, like you said. Not the intelligent design by some God in the sky, but by our intelligent design. And remember, they're not speaking for you people. They're speaking for the elites. They may be in front of you trying to talk to you and things like that, but no, they're not there for you. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. And the stars of God, first and foremost, are the Israelites, right? So this is pretty much, now this is pretty much I can't really figure out the word to say right now, but this is pretty much Isaiah talking about the king of Babylon. But what we can use this spiritually to tie it to Esau as well, because Esau is the king of pretty much Babylon today, Babylon the Great, which is America, right? So at that time, the king of Babylon was what? Exalting himself, thinking very highly of himself to be some great person, pretty much saying that what I will exalt myself pretty much to the level of a god. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So that's what the king of Babylon had a mind of. He had a proud mindset, right? He wanted to elevate himself. And we're seeing that same thing with the king of Babylon today, right? These elites that what? They want to be like the Most High. They want to exalt themselves, be on high, be above everybody. And the way that they're going to do it is by what they, like he was saying, their intelligent design, which is this MOTB, this small device. And through this, they will be like the Most High, right? Because think about it, the Most High is able to know all your thoughts. He knows everything about you, right? There's nothing about you or with you that the Heavenly Father doesn't know. He knows when you're happy. He knows when you're sick. He knows you better than you know yourself because he created you. And essentially, they want that power through technology, through that device. And with that device, they will be able to know everything about you. That's why he says that what? No more will people be, this, if I'm roughly paraphrasing what he said, this mysterious thing, right? Because why? They can't know the thoughts of people. But with that device, they'll be able to get into the minds of people. And remember, he keeps talking about data, data, data. Your emotions, your feelings, what you think, that will be the data that they will use to know about you and to be able to hack inside of you and be able to re-engineer you. Because in a sense, if you think about it, the Heavenly Father has re-engineered our minds. At one point, we were conformed to the image of this world, but having found out who we truly are, now we've been what? Re-engineered and what? Into the mind or the mindset of how the Heavenly Father really wanted us to, or what really wants us to be. But hey, through that device, they want to be able to what? Re-engineer the Lord's creation, right, into what they want it to be. You see?
So does the data about my DNA, my brain, my body, my life, does it belong to me?
See, he keeps, again, likening what pretty much makes you into data. Data that can be stored, data that can be saved and kept to know about you. Right? He keeps talking about that as data, information.
Or to some corporation, or to the government, or perhaps to the human collective. Humans are now hackable animals. The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over. That's over. Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale.
I love the way he says that's over, because essentially the ways of this world is, or the way that, things are going right now is over. But you see people are, playing around, living their life as if nothing's happening. But here is a video that you can literally watch that you have access to. And just put in Yuval Noah Harari and a whole bunch of videos will pull up on him. And you can watch the same video. And again, these people speak for the elites. They're letting you know that the way of life and how things are right now, that you're comfortable, that you're living, is not going to be. They want to cause crisis. They want to cause chaos in the world so that way they can get their order. Hence the New World Order. But again, order ab chaos, right? They will get their order, out of chaos, right? So again, Jacob's trouble, or what people say, shit hits the fan, all hell breaking loose. And with all hell breaking loose, they can now what? Establish their order that they want, their New World Order. But the Lord is going to stop them from getting that. When it says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Lord shall pretty much strike upon him. So they won't see their end. They even says that. Lord's willing, I'll get those two precepts. But I want to stay on point with this right now. It talks about the Lord will messes up the devices of the crafty so that way they cannot perform their enterprise. Lord's willing, the Spirit reminds me, I would like to get those two precepts. But like I said, I want to stay on point with this right here. All right, 'cause I'm not just bringing this information out just to, fear you or anything. This is to let you know that, hey, this is what we're getting into. This is what we're stepping into. But understand the Lord is going to stop their plans. They won't be able to get what they want. Hence, I quoted that. I believe it's in Job. Again, when he is about to fill his belly, think about like with yourself, right? When you're about to sit down and eat and things like that, you're about to have a nice meal, right? You're about to, I finally get to sit down and have a nice meal. You're ready to eat. And just imagine somebody smack your plate out your hand and just it falls on the floor. You're like, man, what the fuck? Like I was about. That's how it's going to be. Right when they feel like they're about to devour their plate, they're about to get what they want, they've been looking for. Imagine you've been thinking about a meal that you wanted all day, and you finally get that, and it's right there, and somebody just tosses it on the floor, smacks out your hand, tosses it on the floor. That's how it's going to be for him. It's like, finally, we're about to get what we want. And then now it's just smacked out my hands, just like that. That's what the Lord is coming back to do.
I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored in this time of crisis.
See, everything is being monitored. Again, surveillance. Again, through that device, they will be able to watch you. Everything is being monitored. Me, myself, doing this lesson through my phone, they are monitoring what I'm doing. My TV, I'm very sure there's a device in the TV that can listen and see me. I'm very sure even in my PlayStation as well. Whatever device it may be, whether you have an Apple, Mac, whatever, Android, it don't matter. These things have some type of device in them to where they can either see or hear everything that you're saying. And these movies that they bring out show you that.
You have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste.
See, he's going to get into it. Like I was mentioning, order ab creo, right? Never let a good crisis go to waste. Excuse me. So when all hell breaks loose, Jeremiah 30:7, if I'm not mistaken, right? Alas, for that day is great, is even the time of Jacob's trouble. When the time of Jacob's troubles comes, never let a good crisis go to waste. Let this happen. Let it do what it's meant to do. So that way, out of the chaos, we can have our order. Now we can bring what? There's a problem. There's a reaction. Bring the solution, right? There's a problem. The people are going to react a certain way. Therefore, we bring the solution. And that MOTB will be looked at as a solution, right? When you cannot eat, when there's a lack of food, because the scriptures talk about a famine. When there's a lack of food, that device will be looked at as a way to, hey, we need to get you into the system because we can't trust nobody. We can't, depending on how the country is going to be at the time. Hey, you get this little device, we'll install you into the system and we'll get you and we'll be able to ration some food to you. Not knowing that you have now, pretty much sold away your way to having salvation in the Lord. Or pretty much you have now entered into their system. Now they have control over you. Because again, like I said, there's other things that entail with that small device. It's not just having access to food and things like that, as people will think. Yeah, they'll come out with that, that easy thing of, oh, well, with it, you'll be able to eat and things like that, right? But it's also going to be what? Now, if you try to speak out against them, you cannot speak out against them, like I mentioned earlier. If you do, they'll shut off the device because you will be looked at as an enemy of the state. Or is this person a problem? Well, maybe we have to discipline them now. Take off their device. Hey, if you speak out against us, oh, so now you're going to want to get in line.
Because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So.
See, right now, if they bring out the device, would there be a reason to get the device? Now, yeah, you may have those people here and there that'll get it, yes. But right now, the way society is there a reason for the device? No, there's no reason for the device right now. So why bring it out? But when there is a crisis, when there is a need, right? Because people usually in times of crisis, when things go bad, what people are looking for help, people are looking for assistance. And in this time of crisis, in this time of need, people are going to be looking for an out. And they will provide the out through that device, right? And I'll run it back to what he just said.
This is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do it.
See, it's very spiritual as well that they see that right there. That's what John the Revelator saw. Now, that's not what I'm talking about as far, because that's a VAX, if you will, right? But essentially, a syringe, that's the carox. The charagma, which is pretty much cutting into the flesh, and that's going to have inside of the syringe small device that they will insert into your body, right? But he says, if I'm not mistaken, along the lines that people under normal conditions wouldn't accept something, but they see that, when all hell breaks loose, it's like, oh, okay, well, we have no chance, so we might as well accept it, right? Now, I have this article here. I'm not going to go all into it, but there was a point here that was stood out to me. This is from the expose. It says the New World Order is real, the battle of our minds. And essentially that's what it is. Now there was a point here, where is it, that this person made. Oh, here it is. It says the effects of the New World Order, such as stress, depression, anxiety, and uncertainty, are deliberate and part of the psychological warfare being waged. So that's essentially what they're doing on the minds of the people. They are psychologically making war against you by bringing stress, depression, anxiety, and uncertainty. Right? And all these things will be present during the time of Jacob's trouble. So like he said, under normal circumstances, when there is no stress, no depression, no anxiety, no uncertainty. Why? Because everything is normal, everything is calm, everything is good. There is no reason to be stressed. There's no reason to be depressed. There's no reason to feel uncertain. But when there is a time of crisis, you're going to feel stress because you're going to feel the pressure of Jacob's trouble, right? There's going to be anxiety and uncertainty because you're not going to know when you're going to get your next meal. You don't even know if you're going to make it to the next day. So therefore, we bring the solution. And now what? Ooh, this is a way out. Anything that will get me out of that situation. I can't stand the stress. I can't stand the uncertainty. I need stability, because that's what people are going to feel. People are going to feel unstable in those times, and they're going to need stability, right? But for them, going down to Egypt is going to be that stability. But for us, Lord's willing, of course, the Lord defends us, and Lord's willing, we are those men. This will be our stability. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Right? What wisdom and knowledge? The wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, knowing what we know. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Right? And having the fear of the Lord is going to cause us not to take the MOTB, like it says in Revelation 3 and 9 or 10. Right? Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, which is what? Doing this work, staying within it. Right? I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. What is the hour of temptation? Being tempted to take that MOTB, that small device. Right? Because we will be here when that time comes, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So those which are the elect that keep the word of the Lord's patience shall be defended at that times. He will keep. The Hebrew word there for keep, the Hebrew word for keep is shamar, which means to watch, to guard. Right? So the Lord is going to keep them in the time of tribulation. He's going to feed them. He's going to protect them in those times. They won't have to worry about it. Now, when I say that they won't have to worry about it, I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk and you're just going to slide on by. Yeah, there's going to be moments where you're going to have to deal with stuff. But what? The Lord will provide a way out. As is written of, let's get another precept. 1 Corinthians, I believe it's 10 and 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There had no temptation taken you but such as common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So he won't give you more than you are able to bear. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So you're going to feel some weight. You're going to feel some pressure during Jacob's trouble. But the Lord is going to give us a way, right? He's not going to give us any more that we can bear. Give us a way to deal with it or to escape.
Vaccine won't help us go to the test, of course.
The vaccine will help us, of course. It will make things, more manageable. Surveillance. People could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is...
Again, surveillance under the skin. They keep talking about getting under skin, getting inside of the body. Why is that? Because that is what John the Revelator saw. It's very simple, straight to the point, right? The MOTB is a small device that they want to put inside your body via a syringe, a needle, right? And that syringe will be used to put that small device in your body. And through that, they will be able to survey you, watch over you, know everything about you. Again, he keeps likening pretty much knowing human beings unto data that is going into what your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, right? What makes you you. And that will be likened unto data. And with that data, they will be able to watch you and also control you to make sure that you don't do anything that they don't want you to do.
The most important development of the 21st century is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze.
I mean, how many more times can they say that right there in front of you? To go under the skin, to hack human beings. They keep talking about getting inside of the creation, getting inside of your body. And not talking about his thing is the mark is all things political and religious. So no, it's about getting inside of the body.
It and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century.
One of the features of this fourth industrial revolution is that it doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us.
Again, more proof for you. All right, now I have one more video. Gonna wrap it up here soon, but I got one more video dealing with Aaron Russo, Alex Jones' interview with Aaron Russo. And Aaron Russo is an individual that had a pretty much a close relationship with Nick Rockefeller. So again, and the information that Aaron Russo is going to bring, again, like the saying goes, right out of the horse's mouth, showing you what they want to do with this device.
The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity. Yeah. And offers certain...
Yeah, we'll end that there. All right, but let's get into this one.
And so, and that is... Right, there'll be no...
So, like I mentioned, this is the guy speaking right here. This is Aaron Russo. You don't see Alex Jones on the video, but he is there asking him questions. And again, Aaron Russo is a guy, I believe he was like a guy that, movie director and things like that, if I'm not mistaken. Did a couple of good movies. I believe he died in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. But he had a close relationship with Nick Rockefeller, and Nick Rockefeller opened up to him and opened certain things to him. And this is one of the things that he opened up to him about.
More cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is like money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in those chips. Everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
So I ain't gotta say nothing on that. He was very straightforward, essentially. And again, he told him that this is what they want to do. So you tell me what IUIC talks about. Again, it's his whatever the mark is, all things political and religious, or however it goes. Well, here it is, right from the horse's mouth, right from Nick Rockefeller, of what they intend to do is those devices to put it within you, so that way they could have, like Alex Jones said, total control. Again, to be able to survey you, have data on you. What makes you you will be the data that they have stored, and they'll be able to control you. But like I said, I want to get those last two precepts in the book of Job, if I'm not mistaken. Just give me 1 second. I believe the first one is Job, the 5th chapter. Right, here we go. This is Job chapter 5, verse 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, right? And the enterprise that they want to fulfill is the New World Order. So the Heavenly Father is going to disappoint that. And I believe Job, the 20th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, is the next. Job chapter 20 and verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Heavenly Father shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it while he is eating, right? So again, like I mentioned earlier, when you're eating, sitting down there having a nice meal, and then somebody smacks that plate out your hand, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be tired, you're going to be left perplexed, like wondering, like, what the hell happened? I spent all my time, I spent my money and everything to prepare this meal, to get everything situated, to sit here and enjoy my food. And here it is, somebody just came and smacked the plate out of my hand. That's how it's going to be for these elites. All this money, all this time, all this effort that they have put into doing this New World Order. And just like that, the Heavenly Father smacks the plate out their hands, and then they just lost everything, just like that. Excuse me. Let me see what this says in a different translation. No. But that's pretty much it. Just wanted to go into pretty much how, again, and hearing it literally again from the very own mouths, the mouthpieces for these elites, talking about what your data, talking about what pretty much the elites will be able to re-engineer pretty much organisms. Who are the organisms? You people, right? They may be talking in slight code here and there, but they're telling you what they plan to do. When he says human beings are hackable, they're telling you that, look, if we want to hack you, we want to put a device within your body to get inside there. No longer are people these mysterious things. No, free will, all that's over. How is that going to be over? Through that device. So all of this about the NWO, the New World Order, ties to what John the Revelator saw on Revelation 13 and 6. It is very important. It ties to it, because with that, they will be able to accomplish all these things. And like I read in Isaiah 14, I will exalt my stars I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will be like the Most High. With that device, they will be able, in their minds, to be like that, to be like the Most High, or in their minds, elevate themselves above the Heavenly Father. But like I read in Job 5 and 12 and Job 20 and 23, the Heavenly Father is going to put a stop to all of that by sending his son Yahweh Shai. So I pray that this video was edifying and informative. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord for elect. Shalom.